Shrek 2. This is a 2004 animated film from DreamWorks Animation. The plot of the film is we see Shrek is now married to Princess Fiona at the end of the first film. And on their honeymoon, when they got back, they're back in the swamp, but they got invited to go to far, far away, and Shrek is going to meet Fiona's parents, the king and queen of far, far away. And Shrek doesn't like the idea of it because they're going to freak out, how they're going to react, and of course the way Princess Fiona's looked. And of course, their relationship and their marriage are put into the test. But it's not till this fairy godmother is not only does she want this to happen to keep Shrek and Fiona be together, they try to separate Fiona away from Shrek to try to get her to get with Prince Charming, her son. And of course, Shrek and Donkey has to stop her before it's too late, alongside with Puss in Boots himself. What do I think of Shrek 2 is, I really like this movie. I do. I think it's one of, if not one of the best sequels or one of the better sequels we've gotten, because it's, when it comes to sequels, usually sequels are just not as good as the first one. There are some sequels that are just as good or if not better with certain movies or certain animated films like the Toy Story films, how they got better each sequel. But this one is, I'll say, one of the movies that is definitely better than its predecessor. Even though I think the predecessor is still the best, but this one is just as good, if not better. Let's get into the voice cast and the characters. Shrek, like I said, he's now married to Princess Fiona, and Mike Myers and Cameron Diaz continued to voice those characters. And you do see them, they seem happy, they start showing them how their relationship grows after the first film. You see they put their marriage to the test and see if they're willing to continue to be the loved ones they used to be. But when they got to far, far away, Shrek doesn't like the idea of meeting Fiona's parents because they will freak out, especially with her dad, the father, the king, voiced by John Cleese, who is a dick in the movie. Let's just say that. He's a dick in the film. He just doesn't care about Shrek. He doesn't like him. He doesn't have any interest towards this guy. He thinks he's an asshole for the most part. But through the movie, it does show he does care about Fiona, what her choices are, because now he works precisely with the fairy godmother, but the fairy godmother demand him to get rid of Shrek and try to get Fiona to be with Prince Charming. But deep down, he doesn't like the idea of that because it might upset Fiona. But Prince Charming, he's only as a side character. He's just a whiny brat, which I will mention it in the third film for Shrek the Third. Fairy godmother, she's not likable. She's very unlikable for the most part. But that's a good thing about her, because you're meant to don't dislike her. You're meant her to say, oh, she is not the fairy godmother I wanted. But Jennifer Saunders does a great job voicing the fairy godmother. I think for the most part she is really good. She's just really likable as the villain, even unlikable for the most part. And of course, the king's wife, the queen, voiced by Julie Andrews. Yes, Mary Poppins herself, and Maria from The Sound of Music. How interesting. Which, watching it now, you kind of went, oh, that actress or that actor voiced that character, which took me by surprise. For the most part, I would say Julie Andrews and John Cleese, they're great. They're there, they do their jobs, but they're voicing these characters very well. And they do have their moments. And of course, Eddie Murphy as Donkey, of course, continuing with the banter with Shrek and Donkey. And of course, when they do go on this quest to go and find something to make Fiona happy, is where they go to this fairy godmother's cottage, which is a factory where they create all these potions and all these magic stuff. And of course, they got this potion that turns Shrek into a human, which, holy crap! When Shrek turns into a human, he looks really attractive looking for the most part, and all the girls are wooing him because he wants to make Fiona happy. That's his main goal in his arc of this film. He just wants to make Fiona happy. He wants to make her that she would rather have her more than ever than his life, than this swamp, and of course his ogre stuff that he's always done. I will say The most fan favorite is where Donkey gets his potion and he turns into a white stallion horse, and he of course starts saying to Fiona that he's "I'm sexy." Oh god. There's a lot of great moments in Shrek 2. There's so many great stuff. The animation continues to grow. I love the animation. It does go better each installment goes. And of course, the soundtrack is just as good, if not. Maybe I think the soundtrack is a little bit better than the first film because it's so memorable. But this one, it does have its soundtrack you can go, oh yeah, that I can memorize from Shrek 2. Especially the Fairy Godmother sings "I Need a Hero," which, come on, what can you say about that? And of course, the one new character, let's talk about Puss in Boots, voiced by Antonio Banderas, who you do see him as this ogre killer who's just hired by the king to kill Shrek, but then of course joins allies to help him on his quest to help get Princess Fiona to be happy with him. And of course, he does this famous little eyes with the hat, and the eyes go big, and he makes heart melt. Because I remember seeing it in the cinemas, and everyone going, oh, the wee face is like, oh. It's just so cute and adorable, but it's just so funny. But it's the most memorable thing. And of course, a couple of years later, or a few years down the line, we have a Puss in Boots spin-off, which, how did that happen? I don't know. Anyways, guys, that's my review on Shrek 2. And my rating for Shrek 2 is, it is worth buying on 4K. It is worth buying on 4K. This is a great film, a really funny movie. Definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Guys, comment down below, what do you think of Shrek 2? And of course, do you love it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or do you think it's alright? Comment down below and tell me what's your thoughts on the film. And of course, guys, until next time, see ya!